Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Good day all. Today we are going to look at the aspect of evolution. So, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think of when we hear the word evolution? That is the question that we need to first ask ourselves. Is it fossils, science, survival, humans, animals, or religion? Charles Darwin, extinction, change. So, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we talk about evolution, our mind must give us a general overview on the following terms: fossils, extinction, survival, religion, change, science, Charles Darwin, animals, or humans. Because evolution is a very complex process and a controversial area. So whenever we talk about evolution, always these terms must come into our mind. What is fossils? Fossils are the remains of the living organisms. That is, when a particular organism is dead, so after a long period of time, what left in that organisms is what you call fossils. Like, for example, normal example of fossils we have like human bones. So if human is dead, the bones that left after the decay of the human body is what you call fossils. Then extinction. Evolution also talk about the area of extinction. What is extinction? Extinction is the complete disappearance of a living organisms. Like, for example, dinosaurs are not longer exist on earth. So all living organisms that survive over a long period of time and do not longer exist now, they are said to be extinct organisms. So extinction is the process in which a living organisms is completely disappeared on earth. Then animals. What are animals? Of course, animals are living organisms that also change over period of time. So that is why when we talk about evolution, humans, animals, as well as other organisms must come. Then evolution, is it science? Yes, it's a scientific term. Change? Yes, of course. When we said evolution, it means a change. If we have a living organisms and that living organisms change from one form to another over time, that process is known as evolution. So evolution comes if there is a change. If there is no change, then no evolution. Religion? Yes, of course. When we talk about evolution, ethics, that is bioethics, must play its role. One of these bioethics, when we said bioethics, it's just trying to give us an idea of moral, social, religion concern. So bioethics is a social, religious, moral concern. So whenever we talk about evolution, we need to weigh it with our own religion. How evolution fits into religion. Does it actually align with the religion or what? Survival. So when we talk about evolution, we talk about survival. Do a living organism survive? If they survive, so what makes them to survive? If the living organisms are now extinct or are not longer on earth, then why? You ask yourself all these questions. So ladies and gentlemen, whenever we talk about evolution, these things are very, very, very important. Is that clear? Okay. Then Evolution, as I said, is a complex and controversial. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin, this is a picture of Charles Darwin. He was born in the year 1809 and died at the age of 1882. Charles Darwin was an English naturalist. He traveled around the world on his ship, the Beagle, to understand the species of a living organisms and their fossils in Galapagos Island and around the world. And these are the kind of the questions that we need to ask ourselves when we are talking about evolution, that why some species survive while others become extinct. Yes, of course, we should all know that the number of the living organisms that survive on are far better than the living organisms that are currently surviving. There are over 4.7 species, 4.7 billion species of the living organisms that survive on Earth, but as of now, the number of the species of the living organisms are not up to billion. So this will tell us that the number of the living organisms that become extinct are far better than the number of the living organisms that are currently surviving on Earth. And the reason is because of the natural selection. Because some species become extinct because are becoming extinct because the environment is not suitable for their survival, while those species that are still on Earth are surviving because the environment is suitable for them to survive. And the reasons why the living organisms survive and others become extinct is natural selection. That is survival of the fittest. If the environment is suitable for them, of course they will survive. And if it is not suitable for them, they will not survive. Then the next thing is this Charles Darwin published his first book. The name of the book is The Origin of Species in 1859. So look at the cover of the book. From the cover, we see how human species change from one form to another. So that is natural selection. So ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to stop here. In our next class, we'll see how this Charles Darwin studied the different species of living organisms in Galapagos Island, how one species is different from one another. Is that so? So I will upload more of this video on the website. Thank you.